one thing I want to really continue on what you were saying. Um, well, the topic of our subject is the illusion of evidence-based medicine, and I think that word evidence-based medicine has really been beat up and whipped. It started off as a good thing, and now it's like a catch term for whatever you want it to be. And like the article we're referring to, it says illusion because people have used it for different purposes. But the idea of evidence-based medicine, it means that you make decisions, you make medical decisions and choices based on the information you have, the data you collect, whether it's laboratory tests, blood tests, whether it's diagnostic testing, clinical evaluation, a critical clinical evaluation of the patient to know exactly what's going on. And then once you have that evidence, then you have to use your clinical skills to sift through the evidence, to make analysis, to come up with a conclusion. Um, I know from my experience and in traditional medicine, it doesn't really happen that way. I call traditional Western medicine textbook medicine because you learn in school what the textbook says, and that throughout your career, your knowledge is based on textbooks and what you learned originally. Now you can go to conferences and pick up a little bit here and there, but you're really getting fed what the person who's giving you information wants you to know. But to really be on top of it, evidence based, that means you have to look at the data, look at the journals, look at trials, be constantly on top of that, which is a difficult thing to do. And then finally, the whole idea of evidence medicine means you get the patient involved, where the patient can make a decision. What are their lifestyle preferences? What are their desires? What do they want to accomplish? In getting managed or treated by you as a physician. And so, but I think the evidence-based medicine we see right now, and that means again it has to be evidence-based. You have to have a guideline. A lot of times with the pharmaceutical companies that are the topics we've been talking about, they will have an idea or they have some data, and then they come up with a hypothesis to fit the data. And then once you have a data, you say, well, if we could spin it this way, then we could sell the product, or we could sell it that way. Sometimes with evidence-based medicine, they have data, and then they'll or they have a hypothesis, and then they will keep tweaking data and continue to tweak the trials until they get the proper information they want to promote it. I guess what you were referring to a few minutes ago, back when you said they will leave out some information, they will add in information, they will change the trial, they keep tweaking it just until they get it right. So, so when we hear about whether it's any new breakthroughs in medicine, when they say it's evidence-based, well, I as a physician or as a medical professional, I want to look at it and say, well, does this mean that it's evidence-based because of the evidence you presented by a company is saying it's okay, or is this truly a fact? Is this truly information you see? So when we talk about whole food nutrition as compared to doing pharmaceuticals, I call it true evidence-based, because if you change the diet, if a person says a dietary change makes a big difference, well, what got you in the position you were in initially was your diet. It was what you were eating, what you were putting into your body. That's how you ended up sitting in front of the cardiologist or in front of your internal medicine specialist. So it's only a little bit more than common sense that you need to make a change there. And when you make that change, you see the difference. You see the change going based. That's true evidence based. You don't need anybody, nobody to come tell you this is why it happened, because you see right before you. I mean, you're publishing on that. We see it time after time again. So evidence based and getting with a person to do that. The only other
Oops, you went mute. You just went mute.
excuse me. The other problem with evidence-based medicine is that practitioners today are not really trained to deal with that. The new catch term for a lot of healthcare professions is functional medicine. Now we have people talking about functional medicine physicians and functional medicine, and that's a good idea. It sounds great, but functional medicine means you address issues based on the function on how things function. So I'm evaluating your heart function, evaluating your kidney function, your liver function, your digestive function. But that's what medicine should always be. We always look at the function of organs and the function of systems and the function of your body as a whole. to make sure that's what's working. So if people understand that there's really more holistic or more um, I guess a more natural approach to healthcare is to be functional about it. Is to address function and not just address a symptom. We said, well, I know your kidneys got problems, but rather than kidney, we'll just give you some medication and you get into trouble. But we never get the underlying problem of why is the kidney not functioning properly, or why are the livers not functioning properly, or what's the underlying causes of the heart malfunctions you have. So, and like I said, medicine will address those things, but they never alleviate the problem. So we want to understand what true evidence-based medicine is. Knowing a practitioner that will start from the top, gathering evidence. I know in your practice, Baxter and Dr. Pam, gathering data, testing is the first thing that needs to be done before you can make a decision. And in traditional medicine, you go to the doctor when you have symptoms, and they will write your prescription before you get out of the front door. And they haven't they take the blood when you're there, but they don't have any results back. So what are we treating? We're just like shooting in the dark, just based on conclusions, or again, what the textbook said. I'm through.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a great point, and it's really cookbook medicine. You say textbook medicine; it's the textbooks are cookbooks,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I think that might even be a compliment, because I think a lot of doctors are so influenced by the device, the drug reps. I mean, so it may be drug rep medicine.
Yeah.
Because that the data is influenced by the drug reps. So these are the things that we're really dealing with. And I think as consumers of medicine, or if you have loved ones who are consumers of medicine, many of you, if you're taking the time to look at this channel, you're probably very forward thinking. You're probably taking control of your own life. We're probably you know a lot of other people out there whom you can share this video with. And by the way, give us a thumbs up, and like and share this with anybody who you think would benefit from this information. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel, and also take a look at our other private channel, MontgomeryHeart.com/journey. I'll give you that information as well. Learn about our private community. The Doctors Atkins, myself, and everybody on this channel, along with other faculty members, speak on this private channel. We are able to say things, speak more liberally. So come and join the private channel if you feel inclined to do so. I'll give you some information on that as well, both in the chat and on the speaker in the banner in a few minutes. But back to the point about the control of industry, and as we come to the final minute, we have to be mindful of this. And I think we as a general public, I mentioned earlier, as one individual, you may not have the power to overcome this. But I think I need to revise that statement, because we all have we have individual power, and we also have collective power. And I think it's worth realizing that it's really something that we have to take control in our minds. That first and foremost, I'm the steward of this body, and I'm the person that's responsible for its care. It's not some doctor or pharmacy or hospital, whatever. When I'll talk to my patient, I say, look, it's a partnership, okay? And I'm going to make recommendations. I'm going to make very strong recommendations. But at the end of the day, I want to get your input to it, because oftentimes, I should say, the patients are frequently right in terms of what they need to do and why they need to do it. Once they have the right information, patients make the right decisions. And I think when we make the right value propositions in our lives, we tend to make the right decisions. Now, it may not be the decision I think that's the best decision at the time, but over time it ends up working out for the patient's betterment. And so I give credence to the patient, and but I try to influence as much as I can toward what my recommendations are. But I think it's a partnership, and I think you should, as consumers of health, should have that attitude as well, that you're in control, and it's your responsibility to take care of your health, and it's your responsibility to go uh, to the end of the earth, if you will, to do the right thing to improve your overall well-being. What any final words from Dr. Pam Atkins or Dr. Ford Atkins?
Yes, I just saw that Charles Hall asked did plant-based diet help glaucoma, and if you Google that, you may find some anecdotal or some patients saying that. But yes, we see the eating more plant-based diet and increasing the raw can lower glaucoma pressure in the eyes, and many times the doctors that have already put you on medication say, oh, the medicine's working better, but really the diet has improved it. We don't recommend people stop taking the medication, but if you incorporate this diet, you may have the doctor work with you and see in the future, can you decrease the medication as you continue the plant-based diet and increase raw with a lot of antioxidants. But just like blood pressure can respond from that type of diet, the glaucoma pressure in the eyes as well. We've seen that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. We see that all the time, all the time. When patients comply, they go back and their numbers are better. We just see it all the time. So, and thanks for catching that question. I think I may have glanced at it and overlooked it. That's a great question, and thanks for catching it. But again, there are therapeutics, natural therapeutics for just about every condition that I can think of. And we treat very, very sick patients. I mean, very, very, very sick patients. I alluded to in the hospital. I got somebody in the hospital right now, very, very sick. I got them on raw smoothies. I got them on super green foods and things like that. But we see them turn around if they do the right thing. And if they don't follow it, now when you feel very, very sick, you have to be 100%. I'm not going to get into the details of that. But the point I want to make, and I think Doctors Atkins, Ford, and Pamela Atkins can agree, and they see sick patients also. If you do the right thing and make the right changes, you can, turn your health around. And so it's really never too late unless you're 6 feet under. Now, we've gone to the cemetery a few times and sprinkled some raw juice, so we haven't had anybody get up yet. But we're still working on those studies. But people above the ground, I've not seen anybody not turn around who've been fully compliant. Dr. Ford Atkins, you get the final word.
Thank you so much. I would just have to say, you were saying that when you evaluate people and you make strong recommendations, I think that's the most powerful thing. And when you give people all of the detail and the information they need to make a decision, most people are intelligent enough to make the right decisions. They do better when you say 70 to 80% of them will make the right decisions, because if they're presented with the proper information, they can do that and they can make the right decision. They can improve. But for the patient advocating for himself, you have to go back to the common sense. You are what you eat. If you're not doing well in what you're doing, you have to change something. Albert Einstein said this many times. People hear it all the time, but you have to apply it to every situation, every circumstance in your life. Get with the right person who can help you, and then and get all the information, and then you can make the right decision, or decide that I trust in the person to the recommendation they give me are correct. So again, I think evidence-based medicine is good when you have good evidence.
Absolutely. Couldn't put it better. Well, thank you, colleagues. I'll see you backstage as I close out. Everyone, as usual, this is a topic that needs further discussion, and we will give it further discussion on our platform. To learn more about that, go to montgomeryheart.com/journey. But I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up button, share, like, and subscribe. Please share this with anyone who you think will benefit from this topic, which is a very, very important topic. So until next time, keep it fresh, natural, and live.